Welcome to Koho Living Spiritual Greatness. I am your host, Meiwengel, and I want to invite you on a journey to get to know and to be reminded of your spiritual greatness and how you can live it consciously so that you can create the life you desire. We are all spiritual beings here on earth to have a human experience, and when we focus on this, we are able to create paradise on earth. Come join me in this movement to make this world a better place by letting go of our fears, old patterns, attachments, and resistance. If you want to help shape this podcast, or if you just like my work and want to support it, become a patron of mine. You will have the possibility to ask questions that will be answered in the podcast or receive special coachings in a group or one-on-one setting. You will find the link to my Patreon page in the show notes. But for now, have fun with today's episode. Hi, everybody, and welcome to this wonderful new episode here on the Koho podcast. I'm so happy and and excited for this interview because I have two wonderful women from the US here. You're in the US right now, I think. And let's just dive right in. Maybe for all our viewers that don't know you yet, could you maybe just say what you do and what your action is right now?
Yeah, we are the Soulmanity sisters, and we have a beautiful spiritual development platform called Soulmanity, and it is about living your life purpose, and we help you do that through that by developing your mind, body, and soul. And so really about helping you spiritually develop during the Ascension process, especially as well. And so that's what we're here to do, provide you all this beautiful advice and guidance from Dr. Katana.
Mm-hmm. And she's my best friend, Anna, right now.
Very nice. So how did you get to that point to open up a platform like that?
Since childhood, I was able to connect with the angelic family and with my guides. So I was able to hear them. And then I lost the ability when I kind of thought everybody was able to do it. And I got ridiculed. So then I said, I don't want to hear them anymore. And later on in life, it's weird. Like it just comes back. So over time, I started hearing them again, very, very slowly. And because that is my life purpose and my life mission, and they convey a lot of information. And they have been literally nudging me to broadcast this out. And Anna, she's an amazing instructor and professor. She used to work for a university, and she knows how to put classes and courses together, and she can actually, all my different thoughts, all my different channelings that I've received over the years, there's like notebooks and notebooks full of them, and I'm supposed to like put it together and really broadcast it out. Of course, didn't really want to because, my goodness, who wants to read this? Who wants to know about this? People think I'm crazy, but I finally embraced it around 2016, 2017, and Anna and I said, let's just do this now. It's keeps coming back, mm-hmm. And so we decided to put this platform together and do little modules, and now we have online classes, and so it's really it's amazing. So
we were actually contracted in this lifetime to do this, mm-hmm. to meet and to have this special bond and to do this together. I'm here to support her because mm-hmm. she worries and she gets a little nervous sometimes, but it's a good team for a reason. And so, understanding that we've been kind of contracted, she can't get rid of me even if she wanted to, but, I'm here to, just to help her package it and get it together because it's beautiful information and really help advise and help people along the way. So.
That's amazing. How would you say, did you overcome that from that moment, like that moment of holding back, like, hey, who's going to read this or who's going to be interested in these things, and then to actually go out there? I mean, I know I know from my own experience, it's sort of this calling, it drives you there, but there's also like, how did you overcome I would say like the 3D head that sometimes busts in?
I'm not going to lie. It was not easy because, you have one hand, you have this corporate sort of like real world with one foot, you're in the real world, so to speak. And for me, overcoming that, okay, between spirituality and real world, in my mind, I was thinking, well, I have to choose. And I think that was already flawed to begin with. And Anna, great support system here. So she actually was rooting me on and said, you can do this. And so, and here I am. So,
I wouldn't take no for an answers, because her angels, this is how connected we are. Her angels will like nudge me to nudge her. Because sometimes, you know, she's like, no, I don't want to. And then they'll be like, no, you got to tell her. So,
kicking and streaming. I'm like, I just couldn't do it. So I actually went back to school, got my PhD, and from that platform, it felt better. So,
yeah.
Nice. And for you, Anna, how did you get to listen to her angels?
It's definitely been its own journey. I've been on my own journey as well. When I first met Kat, it was just an instant connection. We didn't even know how at the time, because we were vastly different. And you probably wouldn't have put us as friends, you know, like, and so we just had this instant connection. We didn't know why, but I think we both believed in that potential of that friendship for some reason. Like our souls were like, yes, you know. And through that, I had to do a lot of healing, a lot of connection, a lot of going through a very deep healing process to really get my soul right, because she was introducing me to so much, and to really look within myself and challenging me. And till this day, like, I don't know where I would have been without meeting her. And she walked me through that journey. So having to experience all this myself and opening up my senses and my clairvoyancy, my clairsentience, and just being the spiritual advisor with her, you know, going through those experiences, like, you have to get this out. Like, like, people need this. Like, I've been blessed to be benefited by it, but we need to share this. Like, this really has to be broadcasted. And I can see why the angels were nudging her, and it was just one of those things we just had to do. And in that process, I have full faith that it's going to be successful. Like, because I was like, no, we have to. So, and so here we are. And so it's been a journey, but it's been a beautiful one, and we're ready to go ahead and take it to the next level. So
awesome. So what would you say would be the perfect client to come to your platform? Like, what would they look like to come to you?
I would say anyone who is going through the dark night of the soul at the moment, trying to figure out what their life purpose is. Anyone who's actually transitioning from 3D to 5D, and even the ones that are already on 5D, they're like, well, what now? Yeah. And so it's actually a huge spectrum of people.
We cover everyone from beginners to advanced. And so it's a journey process. So we make sure there's enough resources for everyone who's starting and then everyone who's continuing. But the whole idea is awakening, no matter what stage you're at. Just the awakening process, and you start asking the questions, and we're here to try to help you find those answers.
Just because we're a little bit further along in our journey doesn't mean, it means that all of the others, they're going to get to this point at whenever in their journey, and we're going to be a little bit ahead again. So then we're always turning around and giving back, and say, okay, take what resonates with you. We teach different techniques because everybody's in different stages in their journey, and so, but it is a journey. So
opening the space for everybody to be able to create that.
That's
journey.
our life purpose. That's our mission. That's what we came to do.
So the ones that help the transition into the other, into the fifth dimension. Nice. Yeah. Maybe for those who haven't heard yet, how would you describe that transition that we're going through from 3D to 5D to someone that maybe hasn't heard about it yet?
Well, there's an ascension shift. So a lot of people may have been hearing that right now. And with the virus that is going on, we are being presented with seeing this shift happen in real time. And the shift is really between the third dimension and the fifth dimension. And the idea and the goal is always to transition to the fifth dimension. It's a higher vibration, not only as an individual, but as a collective and for Mother Earth. So we're all transitioning into this fifth dimensional plane. And so at this moment, we're challenged. So it's kind of, if you want to look at it, like the dark night of the soul as a collective, you know, so we're all having to face a lot of, you know, really deep, challenging questions, what is it that we really need as a society, as a community? You know, we're really faced with looking within all our different types of systems, financial, political, all this kind of stuff. So as a collective, that's what we're going through now. We're facing this. We have a choice, just like on an individual healing process, of which vibration to choose. And so you have this third dimensional, which has a lower frequency where there's fear, there's worry, there's doubt, there's panic. And then you have the higher vibration where there's peace and love and a sense of calmness in all of this, a reassurance that everything's going to turn out okay. And the goal is to reach that high vibration and stay there. Because when this is said and done, this transition, you know, we want to be in that better world. We want to be in that world that has the potential of this grandest reality, this better world that we can all finally live in peace and harmony and oneness. And that's what the fifth dimension is about. You know, there's no right or wrong. There's no, you know, linear. There's no, you know, contrasting dualities. Like, this is where we have this oneness and this peace. And so as much it's difficult to go through, it is needed. Just like on an individual, when you're doing the dark night of soul for yourself and the healing, you're going to have to do it. You have to release the baggage. And that's what this is. We as a collective are releasing our baggage. So.
Well, you can imagine back in around 2011, 2012, the angels kept saying that we're moving, we're shifting, we're moving to a new world. Actually, they say a new earth. They didn't say new world. And I'm like, what? Who's going to believe that? You know, like people are going to think I'm absolutely insane. So I just could not. Friends and family, I would tell, but the rest, I'm like, I can't do this, people. You know, so. But
it was hard for her to comprehend it at that time.
I couldn't understand it. They're like, well, I didn't understand until 2016, 2017 when I actually shifted myself and realized, whoa. You know, reality is not what you really think it is. There's multiple timelines. There's different frequencies and vibrations and timelines, and I witnessed them. What? Then I understood. That's when I said, okay, now other people need to know, because I asked, like, why are you guys showing this to me? And they're like, because then you can turn around and tell them, and you need to be on the best timeline, because the old earth will be projected out and you don't want to be there. And so the ones that are still staying behind, they will just live out their lives. But the ones that decide, okay, we're going to move consciously wise, not like we're moving physically, you know, I think that's where the hiccup is. People think, okay, I move from here to here. It's like a conscious decision that you're going to make. And they told me everything's happening in the now. And I didn't understand that. And then they showed me a picture of, it's like watching TV. When you watch TV, all the shows are on at once. Everything is happening now, but your conscious mind can only focus on one show. And they're like, you are all over. All of these are different realities, and you're choosing to be on one, but you can actually move. Okay. And that's what this is all about. So you're choosing a better frequency. That's the shift.
Yeah.
And everybody's shifting. It's not like, oh, we all 8 billion of us are going to shift all at once. No, it has been a gradual shift. Some shifted already in 2018. I shifted in 2016, 17, same as Anna, 17, 18. And so, and now people need to know, because now it's like, they call it the Great Awakening, which is not really. The angels are saying it's actually a smaller shift. There's going to be a bigger one coming along the way. But they're saying
practice run. It's a practice run.
But they're saying not to panic. We won't even notice a darn thing. Like when I shifted in 2016, 17, I did notice, but not in a bad way. You know, I just noticed things are different around me. But my immediate circle, my reality was all the same. Just the outer circle, things were just different. In better or worse, it doesn't matter. It just was noticeable. And so, and right now it's just so important because we have 3D and 5D, if that's what you want to call it. They're overlapping like Photoshop layers, and we're actually going between all these different frequencies, and they're saying, watch out. Now is the time to really like be very focused about your thoughts and feelings and try to raise your vibration as high as possible. And that's what we teach. We just show other people, okay, how do you raise your vibration? How do you raise your frequency? What do you need to do to get there? And unfortunately, you have to let a lot of things go in your life. And if you don't do it on your own, well, guess what? The universe is going to just, you lost your job, or you lost your relationship, and
go to the house,
and then everything what you thought was you were dreaming of or whatever, it just crumbles. And then you're going to go through the dark night of the soul. That's the phase that we're trying to teach. Like, how do you maneuver through this, like the easiest, the least painful, I would say, you know? And then once you are at rock bottom, guess what happens? Boom, you ascend, and then you're on 5D, basically automatically.
You have to get rid of those third dimensional prison thinking kind of things that keep you trapped in that 3D realm. And so being stripped of all that, you're only left with, hey, you know, your soul and healing, and that's it. So
it can be very scary, you know, just like right now with this virus, people are forced to get rid of distractions, and they're like forced to look within. And amazing things can happen, but a lot of people are holding on to the old, and so for them it's going to be very difficult. And so and those are the ones that we're feeling collectively, you know, they're scared. And so right now we just need to put ourselves above all of that and help those who are really scared, and because they're not there yet, you know. So that's where we come in and try to help.
I just got a little goosebumps because I feel that I've had a similar timeline like you, because I remember around 2011, 12, especially because of the whole Mayan calendar ending and things like that, you started to get and I remember back then already reading about the 5D and how everything's going to change, and I was so hopeful, and then I was like, I don't know how fast this is going to happen, and then suddenly, you know, like everything happens. And I think we all needed to go through another transition to go through all that. And I think also the same with the actual situation. It's a little bit like growing pains, right? It's like we're going through, because our soul is sort of like growing back into its right size, sort of, with the whole shift happening on Earth and everybody. I think it's beautiful. It's a wonderful work, especially now. I always see it a little bit like we're the ones that are allowed to travel between both worlds. You sort of like go and pick up we're like the bus drivers that go and pick them up in 3D.
That's
and
a
take
great
them to
way
5D.
of looking at it.
Right?
Yes, it's beautiful.
Because I remember back then one of my friends saying like, oh no, if 5D is coming, I'm staying in 5D. And I'm like, oh no, but I don't know. I think, you know, it's nice to be able to travel from back and forth and sort of like help people that want to go up there, right? Or I don't know if you say up, but there.
Yeah. That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
It's so amazing. And I think also another thing that's so important, and that's why I think your work is so amazing, because a lot of people, especially now, I mean, this virus is showing us that there's no borders, that it doesn't have anything to do with borders. It doesn't have anything to do with cultures, with how much money someone has or not, or from what, you know, state of being you come from. And I think a lot of people, when they look past the first fears, they start feeling things. I think it's a time where people feel a lot of things. I don't know how you've seen it. They start to, you know, how do I put it? Like experience it emotionally, and also physically in their body. Like I've seen people going from extremely tired, go back to, I can do everything, and then going back to, oh my God, I'm so exhausted for 2 days or 3 days. And I think this is because it's challenging also on a physical level, right?
It definitely is, because you have to understand there's a huge gap as far as frequency level between the third and the fifth dimension. And so when you dip from the fifth to the third, that dip on a frequency vibrational level can alter your energetic makeup of your body. So it's a toll on your body. So a lot of people are exhausted, have a lot of bipolar because they're worried 1 second and they try to get their vibrations back high, and then being a human, you go back down, and so you're on this roller coaster. But the gap is so wide that kind of vibrational frequency of dipping so low can cause exhaustion, headaches, body aches, dizziness. And so physically you feel it, and also emotionally, because the frequency of that fear and love is also vast. And so you have this kind of going back and forth with that as well emotionally. So it is true. Even now we're speaking to our colleagues, and a lot of them are having bad dreams. A lot of people have heightened bad dreams and experiencing even on that astral as well, because this is the kind of effect this is having through this process. So a lot of people who've been doing the work up to this point, it's not as drastic, because they've learned to keep their vibrations high. But for all the ones who are just learning and really getting into this and being faced with this right now, it is going to be a slight roller coaster. And but the thing is, you have to be conscious of it, like releasing all the negative multiple times a day and saying, I raise my vibrations. It's my intention to raise my vibrations. It's my purest intention, so that you can kind of stay up there, like catching those thoughts in the process. Like you're trying to file for unemployment or some kind of government assistance, or you're thinking about the check that's supposed to be coming from the government, or you're like worried about going outside to go grocery shopping, and like all those little things can, sometimes worry people and bring you down. Yeah. And so you have to be like, nope, I'm going to be safe. I'm going to be good. I'm protected. It's okay. Money's flowing to me easily. Like you have to like quickly change those thoughts, because if not, they just pile on, and you're going to feel it physically and emotionally. So.
Yeah, stay in the trust as much as possible, and just trusting
hard.
the process. Yeah.
It is hard. That faith, that trust, it's really hard, but that's the challenge. That's the choice. And trust me, there'll be days where we're like, oh my God, what's happening? There'll be days like, we got this. This is over, so we get it. It's being human. But, no one's perfect, but that's the whole point of it.
And we're connected. Can you imagine, so.
Yeah. So it's okay, and don't beat yourself up over it, and just try to invest in your thoughts in something. Like if you have a hard time, just focus your thoughts on something else, like reading or something that's really
something creative,
something, because that just brings you on instantly, just thinking about painting or reading something or investing yourself. And a lot of people are like, oh, I don't have time, or, I'm so, like find the balance.
Pet your animal, watch Dodo.
Watch Dodo. That's our favorite thing to do. If you're scrolling on Facebook, instead of seeing all those worry posts from your friends, like click on Dodo, or podcasts that are talking about really inspirational stuff. Like you have a choice to choose. Instead of watching Netflix, or, there's other choices you can do with the content you put in yourself. Besides watching media, like be informed, but just,
don't be immersed in it.
My mom has the news on 24 hours a day, and I'm calling her like, stop doing that. Well, I just want to know. I was like, no, like check in. They say the same thing over and over, but that's it, So, so it's really, the choice is yours. Like literally, you are presented with a choice. This is where that free will notion comes into play, because right now you are being challenged with that free will, and it is your choice. Literally is your choice. So.
Yeah, that's also one of the things that I feel is like we're having a time right now where we can choose how we want to paint the new world. It's our own decision how to do it. Yeah,
that's what they're telling Dr. Kat here. They were like, you guys have pretty much a clean slate. So you better start putting in right now what you want, like what you want this, how the outcome it is. And we're like, well, okay. And then like, think big, think huge, world peace, health, whatever, think big. Like if everyone was to think that big, that vibration, how beautiful would that be? So, a lot of people are like, oh God, I just want to get back on track, or, oh God, I just want to get back to work, or I just want to be able to pay my bills and get caught up from out of this stuff. No, think big, like think global, think mass collective and humanity. Like, let's think big, just not what's right around the corner, but just think how would you, if you had the possibility of creating your own world, like this is us being that God particle right now, like creation, like doing it, like it's kind of fun, you know?
Yeah, that's what I've been seeing as well. But in that whole thing, that sometimes it's also about allowing yourself that things become possible that haven't been possible yet. So whatever you can dream up, if your mind can imagine it, that's what we can create.
Exactly. The future is not set in stone, and there's so many different possibilities and probabilities. And so just hone into something and it will come into fruition. So
we have a lot of psychic friends, a lot of people who are very intuitive, and majority of them, and we've been seeing this across the board in different communities, but majority of them can't see past April. They're like in a hallway waiting. And there's this whole other meeting, battle, whatever you want to call it, going on, trying to figure out the next steps on that level. But a lot of them can't see past it because it's literally not yet set in stone, or, you know, like we have the choice. We all have that choice. And so, I think is great, because then it literally supports the idea that anything is possible right now, anything.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know why, but I just had to think about all those how do you call them? Theories of how we're being manipulated as a whole human race right now through government stuff. Because there's also so many, and I think it's similar to the news. Because the thing is, like, even if those were true, look at the facts. Like, what is happening right now? Earth is having a break right now from us. Everything, I mean, nature's coming back. It's so beautiful. And just like nature's coming back, we're going to be able to come back completely new out of this, right?
Yes. It's, you know, it's easy to kind of get caught up in those conspiracies, and it's, you know, it's easier, I don't want to say to point blame, because we're not saying it's true or it's not true. All we're saying is to focus within, because if you focus on helping not only to raise your own vibrations and the ones around you, then those elements won't really affect you. It won't really play a big role in your life, because in that higher vibrational level, it's not there. It's not there. So, and that's even another reason to get the consciousness up to that higher level, because then they won't play that much of a role or affect you as much.
exactly. You don't want this fear-based vibration to penetrate your life right now. So you don't want to, regardless if it's true or not true. Obviously, there's always something going on in the background that we don't really know. But even the angels were saying, everything's happening for a reason. There is something going on, but there's nothing that we need to know of at this moment, because it will come out. But there's no need for us to go into a low vibration, into fear. It's the opposite. You have now the choice to choose between fear and love, and we want to go to love, because love is all there is.
All you need
is love. And
Yeah,
that's true.
And the angelic family, as well as even God, said all is well, and we just need to trust and have faith that it is. And so far, it is. So,
yeah. Thank you. No, that's beautiful, and that's what I try to tell my clients as well, because it's about my vibration is going to attract whatever we want in the new world, and I have to put my vibration, focus it there in that direction.
Yeah,
we're asking for our vibration to be smooth sailing. So we're on the smooth sailing one, whatever that is.
Saying every day.
Every day, like we want the high vibration, the smooth sailing. So the best outcome, the most positive outcome, so we say that, yeah.
Yeah, we choose love, we choose service to others. Yeah. That's what we are. Yeah. And we try to stay in those frequencies as much as possible, and we're just very aware when we're not, and then so we do everything in our ability to change that, because we do have the ability to change it instantly.
Yeah, there's different ways of doing, like, of course a lot of people do smudging to clear their area. If you feel real bombarded, take a shower. Just even taking a shower, because a lot of people have been hanging out the house, not changing their clothes and being comfortable. I get it, and not washing your hair. Like, trust me, we get it. We do it too. But you know, that kind of energy sometimes gets bombarded on you. So take a shower, just cleanse, you know, make sure you go through your chakras and cleanse. You know, so there's ways of making sure your space is protected. Now more than ever, you have to ground yourself. You have to make sure you are grounded to Mother Earth and connected to Source, and have that pillar of light going through you, because that grounding keeps you stable, so you're not flip-flopping between the third and fifth so much. So grounding yourself, putting an angelic bubble of protection around you, asking the archangels to surround you so that you're protected. Because right now, even for empaths, it's even more difficult to feel all this kind of vibrations and stuff like that. And you can go to our website, which is soulmanity101.com, but we do have the bubble, angelic bubble of protection up there. We do have grounding techniques for you guys as well. But more than ever, that kind of divine looking within meditation, like this is a great time to start if you haven't, and just really do that as far as helping you guys out through all this. So.
Thank you. I love how telepathy already works, because I was going to say, tell me what you guys have on. This is so amazing. No, and I really love, because this is what we need right now, is to really put ourselves all into focus, to go the positive, the positive way, to really go where and create and become the creators we are meant to be, right? So this is,
you can do this in just with your group of friends. Just, we've started a Wednesday group meditation, and every Wednesday we get together with, you know, our previous students or friends, family, and we just get together and meditate together, and sending out love and light and healing. You know, you don't need someone else to set it up for you. Just do it, you know, or just get on the phone, or just have a group Zoom or whatever. And because by giving out, you're giving in, you know, and so for what you're putting out, you're also bringing into your life as well. And so just giving, you know, just as, you know, prayers works, sending out love and light works. Like, that's part of vibration, and one person can affect 100,000 people. So, you know, like you can do that. So even just by yourself, like, it works, it matters. And, you know, so, you know, sometimes it's hard to do for ourselves, but if you focus on doing it for someone else, then you already are doing it for yourself. So.
Exactly. Which is sort of a little bit also what we're doing.
Yeah, exactly. It's that easy. We're having a beautiful conversation. It's awesome.
Exactly. No, and I really love this, like, when we change things in our own microcosmos, we're changing it for the whole macrocosmos out there. So
that's right.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Yeah, thank you so much. This was a really, really beautiful conversation, talk, interview in here. Let me just repeat, you repeat your website again for everybody to know where they can.
Soulmanity, it's Soulmanity. We took the humanity and Soulmanity, we put it together, because we are human beings, we're two, you know, connected. So it's soulmanity101.com. So, and we have meditations up there. We also have podcasts as well. We have our blog posts on how to do things and stuff like that. So it's a really great resource. We're putting stuff up all the time. We've got some online classes that we're doing as well, helping you through the Ascension process, helping you heal. So those are available there from beginners to advanced. So yeah. We have a YouTube,
perfect. Thank you.
Facebook, Instagram, the whole
I'll put all the links below the video or in the show notes of the podcast, so that you guys can just click on it and get on over. I hope you liked this interview. I really enjoyed it very much.
Yeah, no, thank you
for having us.
Yeah, thank you. It's a beautiful platform. It's exciting that you're doing this and that we can connect. You know, it's amazing. A special shout out to my friend Kara. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you to Kara as well. And thank you guys for listening, and thank you so much, and enjoy everything in your ascension. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.